I'm Jonathan Goldsmith. I'm the owner with my wife Janice Tykes of Spacca Napoli, Vera Pizza Napolitana, a Neapolitan style pizzeria in Chicago in the Ravenswood area. And you want to hear about crust or what I think about crust.
The flour that we use is actually...
So this has already been in this machine
yes,
and been mixed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is Molino Caputo. Molino Caputo, Molino means mill, and Caputo is a family name such as Smith.
And that's flour, the
right.
flour.
And this is a flour that comes from Naples.
And so it's imported. Can I buy that here at all? Nothing.
You may find a 00 flour at Caputo's at the grocery store that's all around Chicago. But the key thing is 00.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
What in this dough right here, what are all the ingredients in that?
It's the same recipe that we'll use all the time, whether you would do it at home by hand or in the machine. It's flour, water, salt, and yeast.
Flour,
Basta.
water, salt, and yeast.
That's it.
And then one of the things I'll do is that just with my hand, I'll just go along the side of the bowl. Okay, add more. Okay, pasta. But one of the key things is that you keep on mixing it, and when it gets to the point where it doesn't stick to the bowl, then you would actually take it out of the bowl and work on the table. But which I'll show you, but we may work in the bowl just because it'll be better.
Okay.
For right now, add more. And then if it's getting too sticky on your hands, you may take a little flour. I'm going to wait, but you add a little flour, and then you can scrape it off.
Got it.
Okay. Okay. Now what we're going to do, we're getting closer. When it's just right, you'll see it not sticking to the bowl. Now what I'm going to do, so before we were gently just mixing it in. Now to fold it in, I'm going to go like this with my hand.
So you start folding.
Folding it in. Now the whole thing is that, the blender is great. This is a lot of time. This can take an hour. But doing it by hand for the dough mixing. But the whole thing is that you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
If you want to do it right. Now we're getting to a point where it's not sticking as much to my hand. Again, it's grabbing from the side with a fist. And this is what they did 300 years ago.
Right.
And you're going like this. And I'd actually add a little bit more flour because it's still sticking to my hands. We want to the point where it's almost not sticking. Okay, that's good. And then you can actually have it with two people. Here, you get on this side.
Okie dokie.
So again, with your fist, closed fist,
I need a
on the
little flour.
side. Okay, on the side, in. In,
So I pull it away.
Okay, and then you can work back down. All right, that's two people. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it.
And you start over.
Start again.
Oh.
There'll be a point where the color will become more of a cream white than this glistening.
All right.
All right. So here, let me go first.
Yeah.
That one of the things you're looking at is that it sort of has this quality. Not too fast, not too slow. And it's got some strength to it that you can actually pick this up like this over your shoulder. Whoop, a little bit too far. What you're going to be looking for is these air pockets, these bubbles. You're going to be, keep on mixing this, and it's a pain to do it, but that's going to be your key test, is taking a sharp knife, slicing, and lovingly fold it, and you see these air pockets right there. Okay.
Like a little air pocket like that.
Okay.
220, 226, and then I would set it aside.
Got it.
And then, so what I would do is
Because
220.
your goal is to hit how many grams?
220 to 230. 228. Do one more. And then with these three, I'll show you 26 again. And what's beautiful is that there's great fun, and when you hit the...
When you hit the number, can I hold, like, if I was to eyeball this, I mean, if I was to, it's like a It's
Right.
a perfect little baseball.
But depending on the amount of moisture,
Right.
so that's why, unless science of baking,
Right.
that you do that. Okay.
Okay.
You don't want to have air pockets when you form the pagnotte, the dough ball, because when you actually extend it and you're cooking it, then you could create holes in the pie itself.
Got it.
So the first thing is he took the dough, or I took the dough, excuse me.
Yep.
Took it out a little bit, and then sort of in a circular motion, just with my hand, I'm going like this
Into a little ball.
into a little ball. And we'll do 2 at a time. So I'll do 2 more.
I see.
And then what I'll see,
Perfect.
it's
That's a
fairly
perfect one.
fairly perfect.
Look at that. Oh, and then what do you do about that? You
And
pinch
then
it or
that's
just let
actually
it-
closed, but still, you'd always check.
because you want no air in there.
Right, so you don't want to create a little cavity.
Yeah.
Then you'd have the dough like this. You would take the wet cloth. You would take, this is my apron, and it's a clean one from downstairs. We would dampen this with lukewarm, not lukewarm, but room temperature water, 65, 70 degrees. You would dampen it, squeeze it, and then gently cover it. Then what you would do is let that rest for an hour. Right? Then you'd come back after it's risen for the hour. You have your scale, and then do the cut like I showed you.
Got it.
Do that.
1 hour. Okay.
1 hour rest. Then you take the time. This would probably take 15 minutes to cut up, right? And then you would put it in a plastic container or some sort of container, cover it with the formula that I gave you, which would be for an 8-hour rise. But so you don't get caught, you start checking it at 6 or 7 hours to make sure that already hasn't gone to its peak. Like this room right now feels a little toasty to me. So room is warmer than 65 degrees. So it could be with this mix of 2.5 grams of yeast, may be ready in 6 hours. One of the keys with Neapolitan pie is that you're not touching the cornice, the border of the dough ball. And it's a straight down motion. You see how I'm trying to protect the border?
Yes.
Straight down. Another nice way to do it is the service of not overworking the dough. You see the weight of it itself is doing its own stretch. Without touching the border, just go like this.
And it builds
And that can
itself.
easily stretch it. And then you can still modify it by pressing down, but it's always this straight down motion, not pushing against it because that will make it chewy. But you can use the weight. This is in, I think, Barbara Sheldon's book. And there you go.